Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my channel. It is Wednesday, and on Wednesdays on my channel, it is time for my weekly weigh-in and my meeting topic. I'm disappointed. I am really bummed. You know, last week I had a gain, and I was quite okay with the gain because it was the big celebration weekend. We were away, we celebrated birthdays, we had cake, we had an indulgent meal. I was fine with the gain. This week, I am not fine with the stay the same. I stayed exactly the same down to the ounce. How does that even happen? But it did. I really expected, I was expecting a 1 pound loss at least because I felt good. I felt, you know, when you've been at this long, your body, you get to know your body, you get to know your clothes, you get to feel things. And all week I felt really, really good. Like, I'm like, you know what? I definitely have lost a pound and a half. I feel really good. And then exactly the same. And then all day yesterday, I felt very uncomfortable. Like, I felt like my clothes were tight. So I don't know if it's mind over matter. I don't know what it is. With me, it very well could be. So anyway, yeah, exactly the same. I had a fantastic week. I don't know. You know, I was talking to Kim over to Girl on her phone, and she said, you know, maybe you should switch back to blue to mix things up again. And I told her, I said, I really did think about that. My menu's made for the next month, kind of based on purple. I mean, I've triple tracked before, and honestly, no matter what I eat, I am within points on all 3 plans. So not too concerning, but I don't know. I'm really loving the purple plan. Maybe it doesn't love me. I don't know. So I'm going to stick with it for a little bit longer and see, and then maybe I'll switch back to the blue plan. It's definitely not overeating the 0 point foods because I still weigh and measure, and I have the appropriate serving. Like, you know, when it comes to pasta, I still do 2 ounces dry of the whole wheat pasta, even though it's 0. I'm not eating 6 ounces of pasta. Same with potatoes. I'm eating, you know, 2 to 3 ounces, exactly what I would eat on the other plans. So not sure what's going on, but I will just keep on keeping on. I will stick to the plan. I am not going to let it derail me. I'm just going to keep going. And hopefully next week we'll see a nice loss. We'll see, but it's all I can do, right? I'm not going to throw it all away just because I'm mad that I stayed the same. So that is my weigh-in. Let's get to the weekly topic. The weekly topic is rethink late night snacking. Now, I'm not a snacker. You know that. We've talked about this before. I generally don't snack a lot. I especially try not to snack at night. I don't want to say that we do intermittent fasting because we really don't do anything formal, but you know, we try to make dinner our last meal. Now, sometimes dinner's not till 7 o'clock, just because life. So that's why we don't really adhere to like an hourly thing for intermittent fasting, but we definitely try not to eat after dinner, depending whether dinner's at 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock. We really try not to. And if we decide that we are hungry and definitely need something, we try to have something like fruit or some popcorn, something like that. We definitely don't reach for, you know, the cakes and the cookies and the things like that. It's usually fruit or popcorn. Once in a while, it may be something sweet, but generally it's that. So I knew this was coming. Sorry about that. She insisted on sitting up with me this morning up on my lap, and the window's right there. And, you know, somebody walked a dog down the street, and that's just not allowed. So we'll see if we can keep her quiet now. Back to our weekly topic, late night snacking. I had to laugh when I opened the email up. I only snack on 2 occasions, day and night, was the little meme they had. And there are some people who definitely like to snack and need to snack. I'm not one of those people. I really try hard to make my meals balanced and delicious and satisfying. I try to get, the vegetables and the fat and the protein in all of my meals to keep me full so I don't need to snack. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And that's okay. Like a lot of mornings, well, once we switched to sourdough pancakes, they keep me totally full. But before, when I was just eating like regular pancakes, they would never keep me full. Never. And I would be snacking. But now with the sourdough pancakes, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the probiotics in the sourdough or what, but I stay full. Same with oatmeal. For some reason, like the overnight cold oats do not keep me satisfied, but cooked oats with a little bit of something in them definitely keeps me satisfied. So you have to play around and see what is keeping you full and satisfied to try to reduce the snacking, especially at dinner time. I know there's a lot of people that love to have all these 0 point and low point meals so they can use their points for snacks. But you have to remember that all points are not created equal. Just because you can fit it into your plan doesn't mean you should be having it often. I'm not saying not to have a treat. I'm not saying that, because we all need our treats. I need my ice cream. Yes, I do. I need it. It's like, another food group for me. But I use it as a treat. We have it maybe once a month. Because like I said, all points are not created equal. If you spend some points on some good, your olive oil, your avocado, your full fat cheese, that's the stuff that keeps you full and keeps you from snacking. So try to reevaluate what you're doing with your points. Try to see if you have a lot of empty calories, a lot of empty points, and go from there, because that may help with the snacking. But once again, I've gotten off of Weight Watchers topic and got on to my own. Shocking. So they say it's 9 o'clock and that new Netflix show and a bag of chips are calling your name. You may not even be hungry when you raid your kitchen cabinet. So what's a late night snacker to do? Try this 3-step plan. Number 1, pinpoint a situation that causes you to mindlessly snack. I know for me, it would be watching a movie, because we all associate watching a movie with popcorn or candy at the theater. So at home, we associate it with the same thing. So I know if I'm going to sit down and watch a movie, which is actually a pretty rare occasion, that I'm going to want popcorn. Because it's such a rare occasion that we sit and watch a movie, I will usually give in and we will have popcorn. But if you're somebody who watches TV or movies every night, you don't need that special food that goes along with that special activity. So you have to try to disassociate that. Just because you're watching TV or a movie, you don't need to eat. Are you hungry? Then you rethink it. But more than likely, you are just taking that behavior and pairing it with another behavior that you think you need to have. So you need to step back and evaluate that. Are you really hungry? And if you're not, don't walk in the kitchen. Number 2, decide in advance what you'll do in that situation. You can still munch on something, but try picking a snack that will help you stick to your budget, like a bowl of fruit. Absolutely. To me, fruit is one of the best snacks going because I love fruit. So like a great snack for me is, especially in the summertime, is a bowl of watermelon, a bowl of cantaloupe, something like that. So try to pick something that is going to be 0 point, but also good for you. Not just 0 point, sugar-free something or another, or fat-free something or another. Or don't snack on something just because it's 0 points if it's not going to satisfy you. If you say, well, I'm going to have a bowl of Greek yogurt because it's 0 points. If that's not going to satisfy you, if you don't truly love eating that, you're going to go back and look for something else. So really stop and think. Stop and think about what you're going to eat. If you have some points left over and you really want something that's points, eat it. If you have no points left over, then what do we do when we run out of points? We stop eating points, because there are 0-point foods on every single WW plan that you can have. Is that what you necessarily want? No. So think about that too. Think like, you know what, this is not going to satisfy me. Maybe I'll use a weekly or two. Or maybe I'll just say, you know what, Joni, you're not really hungry, so shut the pie hole. These are all the things that you need to stop and think about before you reach for that food. Don't just run in there and reach for that food without thinking it through. Because a lot of times thinking it through, it's going to make you stop and reevaluate. And that's what you need to do, is reevaluate why you want to eat. Number 3, create a fill-in-the-blank statement on how you answered the questions above. When blank, I'll blank. For example, when I get the urge to mindlessly eat while watching TV, I'll eat some cherries instead. So, like I said, make a plan. Make a plan. I know for me, I get up very early in the morning. I get up between 4:30 and 4:45 in the morning. So I go to bed early. So late night snacking is not a huge issue for me. And a lot of times, to be honest with you, we're upstairs by 8 o'clock. We don't watch a whole lot of TV. There are certain shows that we do love. Survivor's one of them. Season finale or season opener tonight. I can't wait. We like the Great British Baking Show. There's probably about 5 shows that we truly watch in addition to baseball. So a lot of times at 8 o'clock, we'll go upstairs because we have a TV in our bedroom. We'll cozy down under the covers and we'll either read if there's nothing on that we want to watch, or even if there's a baseball game on, sometimes I'll read during the game. And that keeps me, I'm not going to eat in bed. So that keeps me from snacking. Changing my location keeps me from snacking. Sometimes if we have an early dinner and then we go outside to sit for a while, I'm not going to drag food outside to eat. I'll take my water or my tea or something, but I'm not going to take a snack outside. So for me, changing my location is huge. That is a huge thing for me to stop snacking. So it comes down to, like everything else with a weight loss journey, what goes on up here? Not necessarily here, but up here. We need to think things through. We need to stop and evaluate. We can't just go and grab. Stop and evaluate, don't go and grab. And 9 out of 10 times when you evaluate, you're probably going to realize that it is mindless eating and mindless snacking. So, like I said, they want you to pinpoint a situation that is going to make you want to eat and why you want to eat. Decide ahead of time what you're going to do. I know if I start getting that munchy, need something sweet feeling, a lot of times I will brew a cup of dessert tea. There are some teas that are fabulous. One that comes to mind right at the top of my head is the Tazo glazed lemon loaf. It is drinking a cup of tea that tastes like a piece of cake. If you just need that something sweet, oh my goodness, it helps so much. There's like a vanilla bean macaron, and there's also, there's another one. It's a butterscotch blondie. Those are 3 of my absolute favorite dessert teas, and you will be shocked at how delicious they are. And it really takes the edge off of wanting that little something something. And it's 0 points. So think about that. Think about what you can do to not necessarily eat, but still get that satisfaction. And, they also say that make sure your plan is truly doable. You can say, well, instead of eating, I'm going to go out for a 5-mile run. No, you're not. There's not many people at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock at night that are going to give up their TV show to go out for a 5-mile run. But you could say, you know what, I'm going to go walk around the block and see if that distracts me. Or, you know what, I think I'll go read a chapter of my book. Or I think I'll go work on the latest craft I'm working on. Or something like that. Try something to distract you first and see what happens. And then after you're done that little task, reevaluate. And if you have to do another task, do it and reevaluate again. That is the main thing, is to refocus that behavior. So that is it for this week. That is week 4 of the obstacle breakthroughs. Hopefully it helped. It's not an easy thing. Bad habits are not easy to break. If bad habits were easy to break, we'd all weigh 120 pounds and not have any junk food in the house. But that's not reality. So stop and think. And that's another thing. Don't keep it in the house. That's huge. And don't use excuses to keep it in the house. Well, my husband likes it. Well, my kids like it. Well, they probably shouldn't be eating it either. So don't use that as an excuse to keep it in the house. Try to replace those things with other things, and you'd be surprised. You would be surprised at how well it's accepted. So that's all I got for you. That's all I got. I'm not perfect. I still do it once in a while. We all do it. You just got to get better at it. That's what it comes down to, is just getting better. So that is it. That is my weigh-in. That is the weekly topic. Oh, the recipe for this week: sweet ginger plantains. Probably not something I would think about making. To be 100% honest with you, I've never had a plantain. I know that plantains cannot be eaten raw like a banana. I know they must be cooked. So I'm assuming I could eat them and not have an allergic reaction once they're cooked. It is 3 points on blue, 3 points on green, and 0 on purple. So I'm guessing plantains have points, except on the purple plant, because there's nothing else in there. There's just ginger and cinnamon, and you just slice and sprinkle and bake. They actually sound pretty good. I don't know, maybe I'll pick up a plantain and try it. But that's interesting that plantains have points on green and purple, or green and blue. So anyway, that is the recipe. I should give it a try. We'll see about that. So thank you so much for watching, and have a fantastic week. I know I'm going to try, and I will talk to you all very soon.